Hey, yeah, no, I can answer questions. 3D print creator. Um, right now, this is just a stream, so because I got a lot of people asking about this design, and I just wanted to let some people check it out. But yeah, I'll be around, and if y'all want to ask questions, I think this print is only going to be like 15 minutes, so it's not super long. But yeah, any questions, I'll try to answer them. This is a canopy for a tiny whoop. It's a small FPV little drone. A joke was going around about the poo emoji, and some guys were wanting to put a little poo emoji on top of their drone. So I took a file real quick, modified it to kind of fit, and now I'm printing it off just to see if the geometry and everything fit. If everything works good, then what I'm going to do is send the file off to a guy who actually does vacuum forming and creates the... Here, I'll show you. Let's see. Okay, so real quick, this is a little tiny whoop deal. You've seen that stuff on my channel. These are the canopies that get vacuum formed. So essentially a buck is what goes underneath the plastic when it heats up and gets vacuumed down. And so this is going to be potentially a buck for the poo emoji. So yeah, hopefully that explains that. That's a canopy with the camera in it, like that. So that's kind of what we're going for. Okay. Put that right there. It is more durable than a printed part, and it is less weight. Yeah, it's just I think you can do high production volumes cheaper if you have the right buck than if you're 3D printing. But I mean, I've seen people 3D print covers. It's just not ideal if you want like to crank out like 1,000 of them a week or something. But yeah, on this one I'm doing 2 perimeters with 0 infill, and it's doing pretty well so far. So I was going to run it in base mode, but when I was looking at Simplify 3D, the overhangs are a little bit too much in a couple of the areas, like right underneath the camera. So like right here you can see there's like a cylinder kind of deal that comes out. If it was just base or a single perimeter base mode, there was going to be not enough underneath it to print down, if that makes sense. So yeah, I did just 2 perimeters, and that way it has a little bit of a layer below it to print on. This RC just said he'll be printing a whoop soon with 8520 motors. Yeah, man, that's how I got into all of this FPV stuff was brushed QX90. It had 8.5 by 20 millimeter brushed motors, and that just like rocked my world. And then I designed my own frames, and then just kind of went from there. But yeah, the 8.5 by 20 motors have quite a bit more power than the 6 millimeter whoop motors for sure. But I just built a 6 by 15 millimeter brushed motor whoop, and I was really surprised how much power that thing had. So I think the smaller whoops are slowly catching up. Oh, we got a bunch of comments. Hold on. Someone asked, what is this place? I don't know how to answer that, Luis Nuts, but yeah, this is my 3D printer. It's a Creality CR-10. I'm printing a canopy for a tiny whoop. 3D printer creator also asks if I have an FPV camera and how is it going to hold to the part hot glue. So like this one is, the canopy is kind of tight around the actual camera, but then I did put hot glue in the top to make sure it doesn't pop out. This one, like I said, it's just a buck, so that's going to be what the vacuum form goes around, and the camera will be inside, and you'll cut out the small hole, and then the camera will like kind of poke through. Simon wants me to 3D print a car that I can put together. That's probably not going to happen. I am no Local Motors over here. I have thought about doing, there's like a boxer engine that you can 3D print that has all the mechanics and everything that run inside. That would be really cool to print some model mechanisms like that, but right now I don't think I'm gonna print anything like that. Those are some big projects. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. This RC also makes a comment saying that the 7mm brushed motor whoops have more power than 6mm. Yeah, I had a buddy who wanted to get into FPV, and so I got him hooked up with a Beta FPV 7mm, 75mm whoop, and it runs off 7 by I think 17mm motors, and that thing has crazy good power for the size of it. So yeah, that's true. Carlos wants me to print a dildo. That's not gonna happen, man. What's the fastest I printed on CR-10? Right now I'm printing at, I think, 80 millimeters a second. I haven't really tried cranking it up too fast. I know these things can go past 100, but I just don't want to mess with trying to figure out the max speed because it prints really well right now. So I'm not really worried about squeezing every single millimeter per second out of it. Yeah, Jack, I agree. Just way too much infill. I don't have enough filament for that. So this is kind of looking like a little bit of a poopy poop. I don't know. I think it's coming out pretty good. I've got another couple comments. 3D Print Creator says, this is really rapid prototyping. This is the reason why I started 3D printing a few years ago. Now I run a little print farm. How fast can I go? Dang, yeah, man, I totally agree. I love, like, the whole design element of engineering is just captivating to me. And I love the ability to have an idea, have something in my head that I want to, you know, get into reality, to have tangible, and then I can just real quickly pull the models through CAD and then print them on my printer and have it in my hand, which is just an awesome, awesome thing. So yeah, it definitely is like the best way to rapid prototype. Carlos is pretty adamant about the whole dildo idea. I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna do it. No, I do not play games on Steam. I have a crazy beast gaming PC, but I don't play games because I usually am super busy, and I figured that I can use my time designing and creating stuff instead of playing games. I don't know, I'm just kind of one of those weird people that always likes to be productive. I don't ever really know how to rest or stop, so I'm just always going, and video games, I don't feel like I'm being super productive. Like I need to be accomplishing stuff for me to rest. So that's kind of a weird thing about me. Oh man, we got a little poop emoji. Look at that thing. Alright, I'm gonna try to get the camera. There we go. Nice. Alright, so I think we can go ahead and probably pop this off because it's not stuck down. It doesn't have a crazy base. Oh my gosh, it's a freaking poop emoji with the FPV camera sticking out of it. That is hilarious. I love it. Okay, so let's do a little, here, let's change the perspective so we can. Let's see here. Sorry guys, one moment. I'm just trying to get it so you can see better how the canopy goes on. Alright, there we go. Yes, this is a CR-10 printer. And alright, so that's the front of the tiny whoop. And so the canopy would go on just like that. It might be a little bit too wide. Oops, I'm like breaking it already. But the length of it's pretty good. It matches the ducks. I could actually make it probably a little bit bigger. But yeah, let's see. If I put a normal canopy on top, it's about the same size. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. I think I might scale it up just a tad and then give it another go. But the big thing I guess that I'm trying to do with these two wings here is there should be holes, or you're gonna have to drill holes so you can mount the canopy onto the frame. So that's what these little tabs are. And then I also did a little hole in the back here because whenever you have a mullet mod, so the video transmitter lays flat, that antenna will come out that hole. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the way that turned out. It's surprisingly looks like poop. So yeah, I think I'll be finishing up this model here pretty soon, and I'll be posting the file for everyone to download or to modify or do whatever you want to in the next couple of hours. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. I'm gonna check if there's any more questions. Let's see here. Yeah, I could I guess, well, okay, so the holes are like super tiny, like really tiny holes. Can you see how small that is? So I mean, I could print them, but I found it easier just to drill them instead of print them. Okay, all right, I'm gonna close this out. This is the old tiny poop. It's gonna be a thing. Get excited. All right, guys, I will see you next time.